Today is Wednesday, January 28th, 2026, and apparently it is National Kazoo Day, which feels like proof that nobody is really in charge of the calendar. Welcome to This Day in History from, wait, that's random. I'm your host, C.L. Burns. On this date in 1908, the first electric washing machine went on sale. It didn't look revolutionary. It wasn't even really sleek. And it didn't promise freedom or innovation. But it did quietly change daily life. Before there were electric washing machines, laundry could take an entire day, sometimes more. It was physical work, repetitive, and exhausting. The electric power didn't eliminate the task, but it could shorten it. It reshaped schedules. It freed up time in many ways people didn't immediately notice. That is how a lot of real change happens, though. Not loudly, just enough to make life different going forward. And once everyday tasks become easier, people had more room for something else. Play. Which leads us to 1958. The Lego brick was patented. The design was simple. A plastic brick with a locking system that actually worked. But that small improvement changed everything. Suddenly, toys weren't limited by instructions. They became systems. You could build, take apart, and rebuild endlessly, creating odd things in your imagination that you could have never created before without something that snapped together like this. Lego didn't just sell toys. It sold the idea that play didn't have an endpoint. And that idea stuck around far longer than anyone expected. But while some traditions quietly evolved, others lingered awkwardly. Because in 1967, the last recorded duel in France took place. Two men stood across from each other with swords. Not in a reenactment, but as a matter of honor. Today, this sounds absurd. But for a long time, it was considered a legitimate way to resolve disputes. What's strange isn't that duels existed, it's that they lasted as long as they did. And sometimes when you line up things, a pattern appears. On this day, humans automated a daily burden. They turned play into an open system and finally let go of an outdated tradition. Progress isn't always about what gets invented. Sometimes it's about what quietly disappears. Anyway, those are some things that I noticed today in history. Stop by tomorrow and we'll see what happens. If you want to know more about me or the work I do, you can find everything at waitthat'srandom.com. I'm C.L. Burns, and I appreciate you stopping by.